Welcome to Global Vision. I'm very, very happy to have here with us Amanda Hite, and we're going to speak about data, about tourism industry, hotel business, and welcome, Amanda.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much. So the first question is, who is Amanda Hite? Can you please just let us know a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. I have been with STR for 15 years this year. So I came to STR from research. I ran research prior to this at the Nashville Chamber of Commerce in Nashville, Tennessee, and joined STR and knew nothing about the hotel industry really when I joined STR. And so got to learn the business of hotels and particularly STR's business of how we serve hotels, and then took over as president in 2011.
And what is exactly STR?
So we do for hotels, hotel owners and operators, we do benchmarking. So we offer, hotels provide us their proprietary data that they obviously don't share with anyone else. And then we provide reporting and analytics back in a benchmarking program that allows hotels to compare themselves to an aggregate of competitors and benchmark how they're doing against their competition or the market.
Why is data so important in this particular time and age?
Yeah, so for the benchmarking side, you know, hotels need to be able to really gauge how they're performing against the market. They use the data, the market data and their performance data in all of their daily pricing strategies for revenue management. Then they can gauge for their strategy of business, being able to see in the report card of the STAR report how they did in implementing that strategy and if their strategy was successful. Our data and reports are used also to gauge the effectiveness of hotel management contracts. So they're used to measure the performance of hotel management contracts and also for employee performance at hotels.
And can you share with us January and February performance, more or less, just in general in the United States?
Yes. Well, it was January and February have been much like the 2020. It's off to a slow start. We had occupancy in January of 39% in the US, with the average room rate being just under $91. February, our preliminary data for February, we haven't released the official numbers yet, but looking at the daily data, the February is a little better, so a little more promising. Occupancy should be right around 46% with rates at $98. So a little improvement, which we will take, but certainly still far below where we would normally be in February. What we did see were the 2 weeks around Valentine's Day and President's Day holiday in the US. That long weekend stood out, and we saw more leisure travelers starting to travel, which helped improve the February numbers. We also had a winter storm that displaced residents and helped them fill hotels in February, which certainly helped prop up that occupancy number. But what we're seeing with the leisure travelers in February, where we saw higher occupancies, were in warm weather markets. So certainly Florida and the beaches of Florida, we saw some cities running over 80% occupancy in February. And it's those warm weather destinations where people can get outside and travel.
Wonderful. And what is one of the tools that the hotels could use to optimize their results?
Yeah, so certainly, I think for the last year with the pandemic, our data and solutions have been really important to hotels because there's a different business mix coming into the hotels, and they've really had to have revenue strategies to optimize for the business that is walking in the door. And it's for many hotels, they've always depended on business travel or large group business, and that's been non-existent for the last year. So they've had to pivot, put new revenue strategies in place, and really focus on that daily revenue management of making sure they're optimizing the business that they have for the most revenue.
And for your particular business, what is the impact that the last year situation had in your business?
Wow. Well, it's for STR, we have a network of long-standing relationship, trusted relationship, partnership with data providers, but also the data purchasers. And what we've seen is, you know, in a period of turmoil and uncertainty, our data is even more important in some places. So we are thankful to have that longstanding relationship and partnership. You know, we certainly, hotels have been closed and all over the world, especially in Europe, we still have our hotel partners that have closed hotels. So that has impacted the data coming in just because hotels have been closed. But in terms of our business, we had, in 2020, we still had a 97% retention rate on all of our subscription revenue. So thankfully, our customers depend on us, they trust us, and we've been able to maintain those relationships over the course of this terrible year.
And can you share with us, what is the forecast for this year so far?
Yes, so we do expect, as bad as the numbers are, and sort of you can get into a place where it feels really hard to be optimistic. 2021 is a very optimistic year for us in the US. We will start to see recovery in our industry. We expect in the second quarter to start to see some more leisure travel coming. It will be very different though, and as optimistic as we are, there will be some cities that are still hurting by the end of 2021 because the business that's coming back is leisure travel, and they're going to destinations where they can drive and may not necessarily have to get on an airplane. They still want outdoor space. And we saw this back in the summer months of 2020, where we did have some leisure travelers going into, you know, beach destinations, mountain destinations, resorts where they could stay in one place and not have to interact with lots of people. We expect demand for 2021 to increase by 18% in the US. So it's going to put us at an occupancy level of almost 49% for the US that will end 2021 with an average daily rate of $107. That is still our demand that we expect to achieve. It's still only going to be 73% of our 2019 demand. So it's positive. It is the road to recovery, but we will not get back to where we were in 2019 when we were experiencing all-time highs. It will be 2023 before the industry in the US achieves our prior demand of 2019. And it will probably be the end of 2024 or 2025 before the revenues get back to where we were in 2019. So we'll see more occupancy, but the average daily rate and room revenues are going to be a little slower on the growth side.
And moving forward into the future, what is the new trends that you see in the industry? Let's say after 2025.
Oh, after 2025. Yeah, I'm thinking about right now I'm thinking about the changes that are taking place from COVID. You know, that's our hotel clients have really had to pivot and focus on cleanliness and safety. And I don't think that will change after the next couple of years. I think you're going to see an increased focus on the cleanliness, safety, which has always been there for hotels when you have that many people coming in. But I think now hotels are making sure that it's front and center and highlighted because that's what the traveling public wants to hear about. And certainly technology will continue to play a huge role for the future. I think the technology in the meeting side of the business, so for hybrid virtual meetings where you have some people in person and some people virtual, that's going to be a trend that stays and we continue to see growth.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. I think that you give us a little bit of an outlook about what to expect. And I certainly hope that 2021, we're all optimistic and we hope that we could still go back to traveling safely, of course. So thank you so much for sharing all this information with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.